Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to the digital class of Social Studies, and today we shall discuss about new topic, that is settlements and migration, which is the 7th unit in your textbook. And today we shall discuss part 1. Let us see the learning outcomes of today's session. By the end of the session, you will be able to brief about the meaning of settlement. You will be able to emphasize how the settlements begin. You will be able to analyze why settlements change. You will be able to explain what types of places are formed as settlements. And finally, you will be able to classify the Indian settlements in hierarchy. So, this chapter is divided into two parts, that is settlements and migration. So, under settlements, what are the topics we are going to discuss? What is a settlement? Why do settlements change? What type of places are formed as settlements? Indian settlements in hierarchy, urbanization in India. And under migrations, we will discuss how to measure and classify migration patterns, seasonal and temporary migration. What happens when people migrate? Monitoring of international migration. So, let's begin with settlements first. And before that, let us have a look at some of the pictures. So, look at the picture here. What do you see here? These are the buildings in Chennai, and this picture you are able to see the buildings in Shimla. So, can you identify the difference between these two? Yes. So, in Chennai, the buildings are organized well, whereas in Shimla, the buildings are not organized properly. So, can you guess the reason for that? Because Shimla is a hill station. It is not a flat surface. So, here the construction of buildings are different. Now, let us see the roads. So, these are the roads in cities, and these are the landslide on Himalayas. Here you can see the road. So, how is it, children? Yes, it is very slopey. It is very slippery, isn't it? Then look at the drains in cities, the flow of water. And this is the valley in Himalayas. So, what are all these? They are the geographic spaces where we live in, isn't it? So, what is a settlement? A settlement is a colony or any small community of people. The way we organize ourselves and our living spaces in a place is called a settlement. So, children, we all live in a colony, right? So, we call it as a community also. So, when we are living in one space, so we have to get adjusted to that particular area or a space. So, when people go to some place and get organized with that place, that is known as settlement. Right, children? Settlements may include hamlets, villages, towns and cities. So, do you know what are hamlets? Hamlets are smaller than villages, and villages are smaller than towns. Towns are smaller than cities. So, settlements include hamlets, villages, towns and cities. That is the geographic space where we live and work. So, wherever we are living, suppose we are living in a village, that is a settlement, and we organize ourselves to that space and also we work in that place, isn't it? Then, in a settlement, we have different kinds of activities. Can you tell some activities? Yes, like this is a school or educational institutions. Then, there may be hospitals, or what is the activity? Here, the activity of a doctor. Then, some commercial complexes. So, we have different kinds of activities in every settlement. So, what is this, children? Yes, this is moon. So did you ever think of staying on a moon? Go and settling on a moon? Suppose a group of people started moving to moon. They started building houses on the moon. So what is this settlement called as? It is called as lunar settlement. So here also we can go and settle anywhere, wherever we are able to adjust. That place is called as settlement. Did you understand? Now here is a small activity for you. Draw a sketch map of a selected area using the methods you had learnt earlier. So you have learnt in your 6th class, 7th class, in the lower classes how to draw a sketch map using symbols. So you need to draw a sketch map or a map which consists of different symbols for different places. So here is activity. The map should show the following. So what are they? Roads, houses, shops and markets, streams and drains. Some public places like hospitals, schools, bus stand, railway station. So when you are drawing a map, you need to remember that all these places are located on the map. So how do you locate it? By using symbols. Okay, children? So have fun by doing this activity. Now how did settlements begin? So how did people start moving and settling in other places? So first, look at this image. This is early man. Early man was a hunter and gatherer. So as a hunter, he used to move to different places and he used stones for getting fire, isn't it? So you have learnt all these things. So as an early man, he was not settled in one place. He was nomadic in nature. That means he was moving from one place to another place. Then after some years, the early man started agriculture. Okay, he started cultivating the crops. So after he started cultivating the crops, he started settling. He started settling in those places. So in this way, settlement started. Okay, children? Now let us compare and contrast the differences between nomadic lifestyle and sedentary lifestyle. So what is nomadic? A nomad is someone who lives by traveling from place to place. So now also we keep seeing people moving from their place in search of food, in search of education, in search of jobs, etc. So those people who are moving from their places to another place, they continuously keep moving. So these type of people are known as nomads. Okay, they move from place to place. They are hunters and gatherers, right? So they keep hunting the animals and gathers the food. They migrate from one place to another. So they do not stay in one place. Next is sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary means what? Settling in one place. Sedentary is someone or something that doesn't move much. Already they know how to farm and build. So sedentary lifestyle means what? They have settled in one place. They do not move to other place in search of food. So these people, they have already settled. That means they are able to farm for themselves. They know how to build their houses. They know how to farm. So they are settled. So this is the difference between nomadic lifestyle and sedentary lifestyle. Why do settlements change? So can you guess why the settlements change? Why do the people move to different places? Because there are many reasons. See, people migrate for many reasons. What are they? For livelihood, for dispensary. Dispensary means hospitals. Suppose in their place there are no hospitals, then they move to another place. Then for education purpose also they move, and for job purpose. So where do people migrate? So where do they migrate? They move to a better place. Like village people, they move from rural areas to urban areas. What happens when people migrate? So what happens, children? See, let us see that some people migrated. Yes, they have moved from various places and they came to cities. So then what is happening? Here population is increasing. So when the population increases, slum areas also increase. So let us see the story of Delhi, New Delhi. So New Delhi is the capital city of India. So New Delhi, it was ruled by many dynasties like Maurya Empire, Mughal Empire, etc. So many rulers have ruled our capital city of India, that is New Delhi. So look at the image of our capital city. And then when Delhi started setting up the parliament, more people started moving to this place. Then population increased from 60 lakhs to 1,60 lakhs. So as the parliament was set up, so a population also increased because opportunities will be more compared to the rural areas. So when any city, it should have a master plan. Okay. So what is master plan? See children, when now we are able to see that we have drinking water facilities, we have electricity, we have reservoirs, we have dams, roads, everything. And nowadays we are also seeing metro rails and also railway stations, some shopping complex, etc. So how are all these adjusted in the geographic space? Because of master plan. So who does this master plan? Government. Okay. See the master plan, it designs and allocates different types of areas in the cities. So in any city, there should be housing areas, markets, schools, industrial areas, office areas, parks and recreational areas and so on. So you can see here, every area is allotted to a particular usage. So for example, schools, then hospitals, then suppose industries. Where are the industries located? They should be away from the city, outskirts of the cities. So everything has to be planned properly. It should be well organized, right? So based on the plan, the planners must decide the types of roads, then about the water facilities, about electricity, where the waste has to be dumped, and sewage facilities. So when they are planning, all these also have to be kept in mind while making a master plan. Unorganized planning. So suppose planning is not organized, then what are the problems which are arising? See here, growing population. See, on one hand, population is growing. So this is a delay in planning. This leads to delay in planning and announcing how the areas are to be used. So on one hand, we are seeing growing population. On the other hand, we are seeing that there is delay in the planning. Then what will happen? So population is increasing, they are coming and settling there, and here planning is not planned. Then what happens? Problem arises here. So when the growing population, when the population starts increasing in the urban areas, they form slum areas. They are not organized. Okay. Then migration. So what is happening? Migration. That means people are moving from different places to the cities. So these people who are migrating, they do not get any help or facility from anyone. So this because they are not under planning. So when the people who are migrating are not coming under a plan, so will the government take the responsibility to provide them any facilities? No. So that's why those areas which are not recognized by the government are called as slum areas. Okay. So we see slum areas mostly in the metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, etc. Then when plan is finally announced, now we have discussed that population was growing, it was not planned properly, there was delay in planning. So people started migrating. Then when plan is finally announced, then what happens? It leads to eviction. So who are the people who are evicted? Evicted means they are moved out of their places. So look at the picture here. These are the slum areas. So can you see? These people, they migrated from other places and settled here. But can you see, are there any buildings here? No. All these are like just temporary houses. And now when plan is made, finally plan is announced. Suppose this area is announced for constructing a mall. Then what happens? These people have to get evicted. That means they have to move away from their places. Okay. So who is responsible for this kind of situation? Is the government responsible for this or the people who have migrated? Whose fault it is? Okay, let us understand. What type of places are formed as settlements? To understand this, we have to understand the basic concepts of settlement. There are three basic concepts. We have to understand the site of settlement, situation of settlement, and history of settlement. So we will understand these concepts by taking some examples. So first let us see the site. So site refers to the characteristics of the place. Its topography, altitude, characteristics of water bodies like lakes, rivers, underground water, types of soils, security, shelter from natural resources, and so on. So what type of site is selected by the people where all these kinds of facilities are available, like it may be rivers, lakes, or the height of the place is also very important. Next one is situation. So as per the situation, what is the settlement? Now look at the image here. This is an example of a settlement which had favorable water supply and good protection. So who is the person in this picture? Can you guess? Yes, it is 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗏 Shivaji, and he was a great warrior. So children, this person, the ruler, he built his fort in Pratapgarh, Maharashtra. This site was chosen because of its altitude. Altitude means height, from where all the surrounding areas could be seen. This provided military security. So most of the kings, they used to build their forts at a very high altitude. What are the reasons for that? Because from the altitude, they can easily view the enemies from the fort. And also, it is not easy for the enemies to attack these kings. So that was providing a security, and the walls were also very tall. Okay. So this is an example of a situation. So based on the situation also, settlements are different. People do not live in isolation. They are in some way connected to other places. For example, Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam is located on the coast and connects to many places in and outside of India. This growth is a result of the importance of Visakhapatnam as a port city. So can you look at the picture? This place is Visakhapatnam. So Visakhapatnam is famous for its port city, seaport, right? And what are the seaports useful? How are they useful? They are useful to transport the raw materials or to do the trade. So coastal areas are very important for the trade. So people, they do not exist in isolation. They are not living alone. They have to get connected to other places and other people. History of Visakhapatnam. As a port city, many rulers wanted to make colonies in the Visakhapatnam, and Visakhapatnam was ruled by different dynasties. And not only that, since it is a port city, it is near coastal areas, British and French fought a naval battle to make colonies in Visakhapatnam. And coastal places are very famous for colonial powers. And these people, they built ports there. To build ports, they wanted to occupy the coastal areas and enable export of raw materials. So port cities enable to export the raw materials. So it is very easy for the countries who are living near the coastal areas to export the raw materials. And waterways are the cheapest mode of transport, right? Okay, children? So this is the history of Visakhapatnam. And look at the images here. This is Mumbai seaport and this is Chennai seaport. So Mumbai and Chennai seaports are also very famous for natural resources. So same was the situation with Visakhapatnam also. So they were abundant in the natural resources. Let us see the tabular form of population of Visakhapatnam. So here, how the population has increased every decade. Decade means 10 years. So look at the table here. Here we have year, population and percentage change in the population. Okay. So first one is 1901. We are seeing from 1901 to 2011. So 1901, what is the population? 40,892. And here percentage change is not given because there is no previous year. Next is from 1901 to 1911. It has increased to 43,414 and percentage change is plus 6.2%. From 1911 to 1921, what is the increase here? From 43,414, it has increased to 44,711. So it has increased. So what is the percentage increase here? Plus 3.0%. Means very less percent increase is shown between these two decades. Then from 1921 to 1931, from 44,711, it has increased to 57,303. And what is the percentage change here? 28.2%. From 1931 to 1941, it has increased from 57,303 to 70,243. So percentage change here is plus 22.6%. Then 1951, it has increased to 1,08,042. Percentage change is plus 53.8%. From 51 to 1961, it has increased to 2,11,190. What is the percentage change? Plus 95.5%. Then 1971, it has increased to 3,63,467. Percentage change has decreased, means very less increase is between 1961 to 1971, that is plus 72.1%. 1981, it has increased to 6,03,630, means lot of increase, means population has increased here from 1971 to 81. That means people started moving to Visakhapatnam, plus 66.1%. Then 1991, it has increased to 7,52,031, that is plus 24.6%. Then by 2001, it has increased to 13,45,938. So what is the increase in the percentage? Plus 78.97%. Then finally 2011, it has increased to 20,35,690. So percentage increase here is plus 51.2%. So based on this table, I want you to do this activity. So what is the activity? In the population data given in the table are the percentage reported for every decade. If not, which decade's data is not reported here? From which decade to which decade has the population increase been the highest in percentage? From which decade to which decade has the population increase been the lowest in percentage? So I hope you will do this activity and have some fun. Then last one is Indian settlements in hierarchy. Hierarchy means what, children? From bottom level to the top level. So look at the image here. See, at the bottom level are hamlets. Hamlets are a group of houses within the revenue village. And above hamlets are revenue or census village. A village with a defined border. So what is revenue village? A village which is having a defined border. And hamlets are smaller than villages. Revenue village, one revenue village may contain many hamlets. Each revenue village is headed by village development officer. Then above revenue village, what is it? Towns. All urban areas having population between 5,000 and 1 lakh come under towns. Then cities or class 1 cities. Urban areas, these are called as urban areas with population between 1 lakh and 1 million. Metropolitan cities, population between 1 million and 10. Mega cities, so top apex level, it is mega cities, more than 10 million population. So this is the Indian settlements in hierarchy. So that's all, children, for today's session. Let's have a recapitulation of what we have learnt today. We have discussed about the meaning of settlement. How did settlements begin? Why do settlements change? What type of places are formed as settlements? Indian settlements in hierarchy. Here's the evaluation for you. Answer the following questions. What is a settlement? What are the differences between hamlets and villages? Look at the following in the map of India: Chennai, Bengaluru, Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata. With this, we come to the end of our session, that is Settlements and Migration Part 1. So for better understanding of the concepts, solve the worksheets, please visit the official website of SIET for worksheets. So children, I think you have understood the session, and please go through the textbook and underline the key points. Have a nice day. Thank you.